Welcome to the Virginia Association for College Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. We have an awesome program for you this evening, but I do have a couple of housekeeping items for you before we get started. So number one, this is a webinar, so your camera and your microphones are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. There are more sessions. This is an awesome way to learn about multiple colleges in a short amount of time. So there's a whole another hour after this. So please plan to sign up for more sessions. This session is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Virginia. And that's also where you can go to sign up for more sessions after tonight's session. We also know that you're going to have some questions. So at any time, put your question in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Type out your question and then also note the college or institution that you're directing your question to so that they can answer appropriately. And let's have some fun. This is a 6x6 program, which means that every institution has only 6 minutes to share with you some great information. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to them. Our first institution is Auburn University. And take it away whenever you're ready.
All right, War Eagle, everybody. My name is Clayton Short, and I'm your admissions advisor for Auburn University. So a little bit about Auburn. We were founded in 1856, so we believe.
Clayton, we're still seeing. Yep, there you go.
Sorry, guys. Okay. We believe in working hard, pushing forward, and doing good for others. Our name has changed over the years, but the mission has remained the same. We are one of the top public universities in the nation, and we're named that again and again every year. We're also known as the best value in our state, as well as the absolute best. So we are the #1 institution in the state of Alabama. We are on the southeast side of Alabama, so we're about 30 minutes from the Georgia border, 3 hours from the Gulf Coast beaches, 3 hours from North Georgia in the mountains, an hour and a half from Atlanta as well. So that's our location, but Auburn, Alabama is a college town, so the big thing in Auburn is the university. So if you are looking for a full collegiate experience, that is Auburn. So the town, everything surrounding it is kind of built and caters towards everyone the ages 18 to 24. So that's what you're looking for. That is Auburn University. But we have over 30,000 students in total enrollment, about 25,000 in our undergraduate population. Our freshman class is typically around 4,800 students, give or take. Typically 60% of our students do come from in-state. We are the land grant institution in the state, but we do have all 50 states and over 100 countries are represented on campus. So geographically, we have students coming from all over, calling Auburn home. So with our colleges and schools, we have 12, over 150 majors to choose from. I can really attest to a lot of our programs. I changed my major 4 times while I was at Auburn, so I tried them out for y'all. They're great. But if you want to see a list of all of our majors, you can go to auburn.edu/majors. We are ranked in every field of study, so no matter what you guys want to do, you can't go wrong. These are all wonderful programs. If you go to the auburn.edu/majors, you can see all of our different colleges or schools websites. You can see curriculum guides to see what classes you'll be taking and things like that. If you don't know what you want to do, I always recommend our exploratory program. So you start undecided, explore more your freshman year. And essentially in that year, your freshman year, you'll take core courses that cover all our colleges and schools. You'll have an intro class where you go through the different majors that we have in our colleges and schools. You'll take interest quizzes and personality tests. You'll even shadow classes and talk to faculty members and students who are in those majors. So you can explore before you actually have to pick something. But with our colleges and schools, of course, class sizes are a big thing that we talk to, that students come to me to ask questions about. We do have surprisingly small class sizes for a large university. You'll get deep personal attention with your professors. 80% of our classes have 40 or fewer students. We have a 20-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So your professors are going to know you. They're going to know what you're struggling with. call you out for skipping class, but you're still at a large university where you can storm a football field with 87,451 people. But the biggest thing about Auburn is just the experience of being an Auburn student and becoming a part of the Auburn family. So from those game days to our traditions, rolling to Merce Corner, hanging out on the lawn, participating in one of our many student organizations. This is a picture of our dance marathon. So it's a fundraising organization, but there are over 550, like I mentioned, for you guys to plug into. More traditions like Hey Day, where we all slap name tags and say hey to each other across campus. The pregame Eagle Flight, our marching band and spirit squads, the famous Tiger Walk. So for us, being a part of the Auburn family is more than football. It's our traditions and being close to one another. That is probably why, if you've ever met someone, they love Auburn. Auburn people love their university. And that's kind of why we are #1 on Princeton's Review's colleges with the happiest students for 2020. And we've actually been on this list for the past 5 years in a row in the top 20, which is pretty awesome. So if you want to be one of the happiest students in the country, here's what you need to know to apply. And we do want you guys to apply. Now, this is information for my fall of 2021 applicants. So 2022, as you can see on the bottom, your updates will be coming in the summer. But we always have an admissions application. We are on the Common App, and we also have an institutional application. If you think you are eligible for a fee waiver, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my contact information at the end. But there's always a writing portion on our application, whether it's short answer responses or essay responses. So get prepared for that. We always ask for your high school transcript. So we look at your grades 9th through 11th grade. And then this year we were test flexible. We don't have the final decision on what that's going to look like this coming year. So I've just been encouraging my students, if you have the opportunity to take the ACT or the SAT, I encourage you to do so, because even if we choose to be test flexible, it may be a great option for you, but also other institutions you may be looking at may still require it. Now we are giving campus tours right now, so you can sign up for those on auburn.edu/visits. Our summer tours aren't quite open yet, but registration should open in May. So I think it's like May 7th. And then again, my name's Clayton Short. You can reach me at clayton.short@auburn.edu. I'm happy to help you guys, and War Eagle.
Clayton, thank you so much to you and Auburn University. Audience, don't forget, you can put those questions in the Q&A at any point, type your question, and then also list the institution that you hope answers your question. Next up, I have the opportunity to introduce to you Gwynedd Mercy University.
All right, good evening, everyone. So my name is Ashley Hazeltine, and I'm a member of the admissions team at Gwynedd Mercy University, or GMercyU for short. So for those of you that don't know much about GMercyU, this is a great time to kind of learn, explore, and see what we're all about. So just some quick fast facts about GMercyU. We were founded back in 1948 by the Sisters of Mercy and are a Mercy College or University, so a Catholic university. Our mission and values are super duper important to us. And if you're the kind of person that wants to be around people that don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk, you definitely want to check us out. We are a pretty small university. We have just under 2,000 undergraduate students. The majority of them, about 1,500 of them, take class on our main campus in Gwynedd Valley, Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful suburb, as you can see from the background behind me, and is located about 30 minutes or so northwest of Center City, Philadelphia. Our campus really is, suburban paradise as far as I'm concerned. Our students really get that traditional campus feel with rolling hills, trees, space to spread out, really idyllic settings, but it's not in the middle of nowhere. We're really close to a lot of great local amenities, including coffee shops, movie theaters, a mall, Target, a local train station if you did want to go into the city. And there's just a lot of great opportunities being in that I-95 corridor and in the Philadelphia region. But the best thing about GMercyU, and probably the biggest perk I always say about going to a small school, is that it really does feel like a family on campus, and our class sizes are generally pretty small. Student to faculty ratio currently averages out at about 10:1. So you're never going to be one face in a 500-person lecture or a name just seen on a class roster. Your professors really make it a point to get to know you during your time on campus and really are invested in individual student success. At GMercyU, we GMRCU students are able to major in over 30 different academic subjects and 15 minors across disciplines as well. So you do have some flexibility as far as what you decide to study, even once you get here on campus. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. All right, and then to just do a quick review of our academic programs, GMRCU splits majors into 3 different undergraduate schools. So we have our School of Arts and Sciences, the School of Business and Education, then our Francis M. McGuire School of Nursing and Health Professions. Now, for the sake of time, we're not going to go through all the majors and programs listed on the screen, but as you can see, we offer some of the more traditional majors in different disciplines like, biology, psychology, accounting, but we also offer some really unique degrees at GMRCU as well, including our respiratory care program, where students learn to become respiratory therapists, our brand new artificial intelligence and machine technology concentration within our computer science division, and our brand spanking new digital communications program in the School of Business and Ed. But if you're not totally sure what you want to major in at going to college, that's totally okay. Our University Studies program is here to help. It's built out to support students while you're exploring during your freshman and sophomore year. You get a lot of one-on-one time with a professional academic advisor and get to work with career development early on as well to take different personality assessments, quizzes to help you figure out not only what major is going to be a good fit, but what career will be a good fit for you as well. And then to kind of tie into that, we always encourage students to be an active participant in their experience at GMRCU. And one way to do that is through the Griffin Edge. It's a way to really kind of frame your experience, reflect on your experiences, track your progress in an e-portfolio. So by the time you graduate, you're really able to tell your story in a way that's going to resonate with recruiters for jobs and organizations, graduate school admissions offices, and anywhere that you want to go. And we do that through the 5 E's that will change your life, which we call excellence, engagement, experience, empathy, and then encouragement. Then to talk a little bit more about student life on campus, I always say there really is something for everybody, whether you want to be involved in one of our varsity sports teams or intramurals, get involved with a club or organization like student government, Voices of Gwynedd, our big mixed voice choir, or if you want to participate in an alternative spring break program. The options really are endless, but I always encourage you, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, try new things no matter where you go to college, because we want to make sure your experience is really rich and fulfilled and that you're able to really find your people here on campus. Then to talk quickly about the work we do in our office. So if you're still looking for some place to wind up for fall 2021, our application is still open. For those folks looking for fall 2022, our new applications will open on August 1st on both the Common App and in-house on our website. GMRCU is rolling admissions, which means we don't have a hard deadline in order to receive your materials to get a decision back to you. And once we have everything we need to make a decision, you typically hear from us in about 2 weeks with what it is. And one thing we're very proud of at GMRCU is that all of our incoming first-year students receive some form of merit scholarship for the university, and we actually evaluate you for it at point of accept. So students will get their acceptance letter and their scholarship letter in that accept package. The scholarships are really generous. They run from $13,000 per year up to full tuition. So it really does make that smaller private school experience a lot more affordable for our students. And then we do, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to us. I have our email for the office and main phone line right there. We are open for campus visits, obviously on a limited basis, but if you are interested in scheduling an appointment or participating in one of our many virtual programs, like our virtual open house that's coming up next weekend, just go to gmrcu.edu/visit and we'll get you all set up. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Ashley, thanks so much to you and GMRCU University. Great presentation. Next up, I have the opportunity to introduce to you the University of Richmond. Take it away, Lauren, whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Lauren Bennett, and I'm a Senior Assistant Director at the University of Richmond. I am actually going to share a quick video with you all. It's about a 4-minute video that kind of crams everything in that I would want to talk to you all about, but says it much more eloquently than I could. And you get to see some pictures of campus and student life. So I just think it's a great way to kind of give you a little preview of campus. So let me go ahead and share that with you all.
It starts within you. An idea, a passion, a desire to change the world, and a drive to challenge yourself. It starts within you, and it leads here, to the University of Richmond. Located on a beautiful 350-acre wooded campus just minutes away from downtown Richmond, we are a private university that gives you the best of both worlds, all the economic, professional, cultural, and social resources of a capital city, coupled with the vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community of our suburban college campus. From pristine Atlantic beaches to the Blue Ridge Mountains to our nation's capital, our central location can readily connect you to world-class cultural, recreational, educational, and professional opportunities. But it's the opportunities available right here on campus that are truly impressive. The University of Richmond is home to 3 undergraduate schools: the School of Arts and Sciences, the Robbins School of Business, and the Jepson School of Leadership Studies. However, there are no direct entry programs for any of these schools. What does that mean for you? Well, there's no pressure to immediately declare your major. Once you enroll, you'll have time and access to explore more than 100 majors, minors, and concentrations. Our average class size is only 16 students, all taught by real professors, no teaching assistants. We're also committed to undergraduate research and mentorship opportunities. That means you'll get the kind of personal attention you need when narrowing down your choices. Can't decide on one major? No worries. More than 2/3 of our students pursue multiple areas of study. We admit the most talented, accomplished students. Then we do everything we can to ensure you can bring your talents here. That includes meeting 100% of demonstrated financial need for all admitted students. When you're not in class, well, that's where the vibrant community we mentioned really comes into play. Over 90% of our students choose to live right here on campus. We're also home to more than 180 student organizations, from academic, cultural, leadership, religious, and honor societies to fine and performing arts, service organizations, and Greek life. If you have an interest in it, chances are there's an organization here waiting for you to join. Searching for something a little more competitive? Look no further than our intramural athletics or the 17 teams of our NCAA Division I Richmond Spiders. The Richmond experience isn't limited to what you can do on campus, though. 67% of Spiders study abroad through more than 70 programs across 35 countries. And when it comes to internships or research projects, we won't just encourage you, we can help you fund them. The Richmond Guarantee ensures that every undergraduate is eligible to receive up to $4,000 for an unpaid or underpaid summer internship or faculty-mentored research project. And does it pay off? In short, yes. Every year, we host more than 150 career workshops and conduct more than 600 interviews with job recruiters right here on campus. And when you graduate, you'll join more than 51,000 Spiders living and leading in all 50 states and 95 countries around the world. From Wall Street to Hollywood Boulevard to near-Earth orbit, wherever you go, you'll find that Spiders are everywhere, and that's a good thing. Our interconnected web and career preparation helped 94% of our grads find employment within 6 months of graduation. So, what's your idea? Your passion? Bring us your dream and we'll help you achieve it. There's no telling just how far it will take you, but we can tell you where it starts. It starts within you, and it thrives at Richmond.
Okay. So hopefully that gave you a good sense of the university and a little bit about our academics, student life, and campus. I do want to spend the next minute or so that I have with you to give you some admission updates. At Richmond, you can apply using the Common Application or Coalition application. We have no preference in which application you use. So feel free to use, if you're applying to other schools, use that application for us. In addition to the common application and coalition application essay, we also have a required essay for Richmond. We are changing up those prompts this year, which is really exciting. And we will have those topics on our website very soon. So keep a lookout for that. If you are on our contact info or you're getting emails from us, I'm sure you will get many emails from us letting us once those topics have been completed and on our website, but just keep a lookout. They'll also be posted on the application once that opens August 1st. Another big announcement that we have is that we will continue to be test optional next year. So if you are a junior, rising senior, planning to apply in the fall, we will be test optional. So that is for admission and both merit aid as well. So hope that you apply and that you can learn more about Richmond. We'll hopefully have some summer visit options. Thanks so much.
Lauren, thanks to you and the University of Richmond. Audience, don't forget, you can put those questions in the Q&A at any time. You don't have to wait for a particular institution in order to ask a question. Next up, I have the pleasure of introducing to you Chowan University.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome from Murfreesboro, North Carolina. My name is Lamont Brown. I am an admissions counselor from Chowan. I'm sorry, I need to pull this up a little bit. I'm an admissions counselor from Chowan University. We are located right in Murfreesboro, a few minutes from the Virginia border, but close enough where you can get a little bit of everywhere in a short amount of time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all so that we can get looking at this presentation.
Perfect.
All right. So welcome to Chowan. We are the home of the Hawks. That is our mascot, Murph. So thank you for allowing Chowan to be a part of you all's visit. I hope that with this presentation, you get a better understanding of what we have to offer and how we can make your admissions process somewhat simpler for you. So just like everyone else said, we also offer small class sizes. We are very big on individualized attention. So we have no grad assistants or no teacher assistants. We make sure that you get what you need from your professor. We are a faith-based university. So when you come in, you will have to take a religion class, just one. And if you would like to continue pursuing religion, you are more than welcome with our religion major. We are inclusive. So whatever you offer, we are more than welcome to it. We're dedicated to you. We're dedicated to your family, and we're dedicated to making you get everything you need from this college experience. So we offer over 70 different majors and about 20 plus, I don't want to put an exact number on it, but about 20 plus minors. We have a great balance of theory and practice where you get the hands-on learning and real-world experience to culminate what you would like to do once you graduate from here, because our ultimate goal is to get you matriculated through and to get you on to the next stage and next level of your life. Some of our alumni, they're now vice presidents of the Charlotte Hornets, talent scout for the Atlanta Falcons. We have FBI agents, lawyers, graphic designers, assistant district attorneys, just to name a few. One good thing that we do offer for the students that come through our graphic design program, they have been, since that program opened up, and it's been a good amount of years, they have achieved 100% job placement. So they have, every student that has come through has either gotten the job of their choice or an internship to put them on pace to get where they want it from that major. Like I said, we are faith-based, so we do offer a variety of mission trips. We've been to South Africa, Haiti, Jerusalem. I know the last one right before COVID hit in 2019 was to Hawaii. We are service-based, so we are always in the community with the local food banks, with the middle and high schools in the area, and we also host Relay for Life right here in the middle of our campus. And the Chowan Cares Project, we give back to those who need it the most. So as we know, everyone is not as fortunate as the next man. So we try to do our part to give, and to give back. So we offer a few different housing options. Of course, we have your regular freshman dorms, but we also have on-campus apartments for our upper class students. We have a couple different dining options. With student life, we do offer Greek life. I know that is very big. I'm a member of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and we do have the Divine Nine and other Greek organizations on campus. We do offer clubs and organizations, so anything that you might be interested in. I know a couple students that have come in now are very big on anime, so they're trying to get an anime club started. But we also have our sociology club, our math, and a few different clubs that have to do with the majors and minors that we offer on campus. In our student center, we always have ping pong playing, pool, we have bingo where students actually really do enjoy it and have the opportunity to win cash prizes. So we do offer sports, of course. We are a member of the Conference of the Carolinas and an affiliate with the CIAA. We have your football, basketball, swimming, golf, baseball, lacrosse, cross country, soccer, and I think I said swimming already. We do have esports, cheerleading and acro tumbling, softball, tennis, and volleyball. So once students are accepted, or once they have applied and are accepted, we do offer our merit scholarships where you get up to $9,000 per year. We also host what we call a scholarship day, where we give students the opportunity to come in, write an essay, and conduct a short interview where they have the opportunity to earn up to $6,000 more in scholarship money. We do accept all outside scholarships. So if you can, whether you have some in your community or through your school or through your church, we match two $500 scholarships, from churches as well. So yeah, we are very big on scholarships, very big on helping you knock down the price for this private institution. So you can connect with us on Facebook, Chowan University Chowan University Admissions. The same on Instagram, Chowan Admissions, and on Twitter at Chowan U. We are also test optional. And if you would like to go ahead and apply, you can go to www.chowan.edu/simple app. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Lamont, to you and Chowan University. We really appreciate your presentation. Next up, I have the opportunity to introduce to you the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And take it away whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. First, my name is Lauren Scott, and I am an admissions counselor here at UNC Greensboro. And along with me today, I have Katie Seagreaves, who is an assistant director in our office who works with Southern Virginia, and I work with Northern Virginia. So we will be your main point of contact this year, next year, whenever you're applying. But we're so glad to have you here today to learn more about UNCG with us. Some quick facts about UNCG. We were founded in 1891 as an all-women's institution focusing on education. And then we've grown a lot since then. You can see we're now at 20,000 students, so we're considered a mid to large size university, and we have over 125 different degree programs to choose from. You can see on the right-hand side of this slide our top 10 majors here at UNCG, but just know there's lots more that we offer. So if you have any questions, please ask them in the Q&A and Katie will get those answered for you. We do have a 20-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which is great for a university our size, that you'll be able to have that connection with our faculty who really care about you here at the G. And then our median class size is 27 students. So that's probably pretty similar to what you're experiencing in high school right now, which is great. So that makes that transition from high school to college a lot easier. You're definitely going to find your people here. We have over 350 different student organizations. You can search through all of our student organizations on what we call Spartan Connect. Again, that's Spartan Connect. Search what you're interested in. We have anything from Greek life organizations to academic organizations. Our motto service here, so a lot of our organizations focus on that. We even have a napping club. So whatever you're interested in, I'm sure you can find it here on campus. About 80% of our first year students do choose to live on campus their freshman year because it's amazing. All of our residence halls are newly renovated and it's a great way to meet friends your first year, but you don't have to live on campus if you don't want to your first year, if you have friends or family in the area. And we do have 17 Division I athletic teams. Our men's basketball team actually made it into the NCAA tournament this year, which was really exciting. So they're really great teams to go watch and support. You can see our admitted student profile here in the bottom left-hand corner. Keep in mind, these are just our averages. We admit students that are about 20% above and below our averages. And then keep in mind, if you're applying for this year, fall 2021, our test score requirement has been waived, and that's for all schools in the North Carolina system if you're applying to anywhere else here in North Carolina. And you can also see our tuition and fees on the right-hand side of the screen. Our out-of-state students will pay about $22,000 for the year with tuition and fees, and then you'll add in your room and meal costs if you're planning to live on campus. You can see our Spartans come from about 78 different countries and 46 different states. We're really centrally located in the state of North Carolina. We're about an hour and 30 minutes away from Charlotte and Raleigh. We're about 3 hours away from the mountains in Asheville, and we're about 3 hours away from the beach in Wilmington. So again, very centrally located. We're about 5 hours from Washington, D.C., 5 hours from Atlanta. Depending where you are in Virginia, we could be really close to you. It could be about a 2-hour drive, or it could be about a 4 or 5 hour drive. So just kind of depends where you are. You can see where we are located, and it's a great place to be. Greensboro is the 3rd largest city in North Carolina, next to Raleigh and Charlotte, which I just mentioned we're really close to as well. There's 90 miles of trails and greenway. So if you're interested in hiking, biking, kayaking, any of that good stuff, definitely a great place for you to be. We also have 3 sports teams that play in Greensboro, and then concerts play in our Coliseum, which is where our men's basketball team plays, just a mile down the road from our campus. And our campus is only 1.5 miles away from downtown Greensboro. So you're really close to all of this that we have to offer. I always tell students I'm admittedly a huge Justin Bieber fan, and he was going to perform last year at the Greensboro Coliseum. It did get rescheduled, but huge performers play there. So it's really good to be that close. And then downtown has a lot of art galleries, fun parks to go to. I think everyone in Greensboro is a huge foodie. So we have different foods that you can try. We have a huge food truck festival every year that you can go to, and a lot of different things. Our university sends out a weekly campus newsletter, so our students are always in the know of what's going on and off campus. If you're ready to join us, there's a couple of steps you need to take. There's an online application. You can apply 3 different ways, on Common App, on CFNC, or through our online application. No matter how you apply, we'll get everything that we need. There is a $65 application fee, and we'll need your official transcripts. Everything else is completely optional. So if you want to send us the essay, you can. I always tell students it gives us a little more to look at within your application, the more things that you're sending. So we love to see your involvement if you want to send a resume or letters of recommendation, but that is all optional for us. Some deadlines to keep in mind: we are on a rolling basis until July 15th. So if you're applying for the fall 2021 semester, you have until July 15th to submit that application and get everything into us. But if you're applying for fall 2022, our priority deadlines are going to be December 1st and January 15th. That's going to guarantee that you're getting the most scholarships that you can, and also makes you most eligible for getting priority housing and also getting a good orientation date for that summer. And then I will also mention that we have tons of ways to connect with us on our campus. There's tons of great resources. Katie and I are always here to support you through our application process. You can scan these QR codes to get Katie and I's information, but I thank you so much for being here today. Please check out our website and visit campus. Our campus tours are going on right now, so we'd love to have you. Thanks so much.
Lauren, thanks so much to you and the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Our final presentation tonight will be from John Cabot University. Take it away whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you very much. Let me start my timer. So my name is Ramsey. I'm an admissions counselor for John Cabot University, which is an American university in Rome, Italy. I know, sounds a little weird, but I'll get into it, and I think you'll be very interested. I actually graduated from John Cabot close to 4 years ago, so if any questions pop up about living there or anything like that, just let me know. A few things to know right off the bat. So we're a small institution. We do have just over 1,000 students. We have a little bit more in non-COVID times, but right now it's just over 1,000. But we do have students from over 70 countries. So you don't feel like you're in a small school at all, meaning you're meeting people from all around the world, and you're in Rome. So you get the big city resources, but the small school feel. So you have 15 to 1 student to professor ratio. And like I said, we're an American school, so American accredited. You can definitely get that degree, come back to the States, and you're accredited just like everybody else, just like what I did. So I'll touch on the campuses, and if you guys are taking notes and everything like that, I have a QR code at the end that will have everything I'm talking about. So a few things that kind of differentiate us from other universities, other international universities even. I think on-site learning and learning by doing can be summed up with experiential learning. Learning, when you're learning through your experiences, that is actually what sticks with you. And when you have such a good resource like Rome as a student, I mean, you can read about something in a textbook as much as you want, but if you actually get to go out into the city, go to the museum, go to the piazza, go to the talk, the showing, whatever it is, and actually see or touch what you're learning about, I mean, it makes the biggest difference. And you remember that information, not just for an exam, but for ever, because you learned it through an experience. So we really love doing that at John Cabot. But everything is American style. John Cabot is an American university, so curriculum, everything is exactly what you're used to, but in Rome. So it's a nice mix between Italian and American culture. Our professors definitely share that kind of like they're from so many different backgrounds in the world and have so many some PhDs in some of the best universities in the world. So a lot of them are in Rome specifically to be teaching at John Cabot. So you really get to know your professors in that small classroom, and are repeating some professors over the years. But of course, COVID is a thing. I mean, they're doing better than the US. I mean, right now, actually, not really, but they just let the lockdown off. And so right now, we have like a hybrid model. Even in the fall and spring, we had a hybrid model. So people were in person, sometimes remote, sometimes. By the fall 2021, we have high hopes. We are going to be in person. We're accepting students, helping with visas and all of that. Going to have a normal semester. So I think we're on the up here, but we're doing everything in the safest way possible. You got to wear a mask on campus and this and that. So yeah. So we have 14 majors and 19 minors. I studied communications when I was there, and I minored in humanistic studies. We have a bunch of support services for our students. I use the Writing Center quite a lot because you do a lot of writing in a liberal arts education. But here's our list of majors, and we have this list as well as minors, as well as mathematics and philosophy and a few others for minors. But yeah, if you guys have questions about specific majors, please let me know. Something big at John Cabot is our career services. So we have partnerships with over 650 companies in and outside of Rome. And we hold 3 career fairs every year where we invite some of these companies over to the campus, and you're able to speak with them, see what they're looking for in an applicant, maybe give them your resume, and possibly get a position, get an internship, get some professional experience before you even leave college. And it's cool because it's not only a professional experience, it's an international professional experience. And that just sets you aside from so many other students when you're graduating and looking for jobs. So it's very likely you do get an internship while you're at John Cabot. As you can see, over 80% of the students who get an interview actually get the position. So yeah, that's a huge thing that we do. Student services. So since we're not a giant school, we put a lot into our student-led clubs and organizations. We have clubs from fashion club to photography to a newspaper club where they put out an issue every month. There's theater society. We put on a few plays every year. So I think there's something for everyone. It's pretty hard to be bored in Rome, and our clubs and organizations really reflect, the Italian and American culture mixing together, going back to using Rome and going out into the city. Our trips and activities as well. We do day trips and even weekend trips to further places outside of, away from Rome, like Florence and Milan and places like that. We do have athletics. Soccer is our biggest thing because it's Italy, but people go and watch the soccer game. They play against other universities. They have international tournaments. We also have basketball and volleyball and even cheerleading and, other smaller sports like that. But yeah. So tuition is just under $27,000 for the year, and that includes the health insurance and the meal plan. Room and board is around an extra $5,000 per semester, but that's without any scholarships whatsoever. So we do have our own need-based and merit-based scholarships. Need-based, of course, is based on your family and your financials. And we also take the FAFSA. Because we are an American institution, we're allowed to take the FAFSA. So lots of different ways to kind of bring down the tuition. And, as you can see, over 85% of our students do receive a scholarship from us. So I'm running out of time. I'll just run through some pictures of our campuses. It is an urban campus, so imagine just a few buildings near each other in the heart of Rome. They're all within, 3-4 minutes walking of each other, but, beautiful classrooms, and we have a bunch of terraces to kind of look over the city of Rome. We have a very inspirational and artistic city. And then we also have our own housing. They're all apartment style, but we do have our own housing and 24-hour security and a gym and all of that. So just last thing I'll say is applying. Just like applying to any other American institution, we're on the Common App, and we need the usuals: personal essay, transcripts, letters of recommendation. But that's my time. Again, my name is Ramsey, and John Cabot University in the heart of Rome. Please scan that QR code if you wanted to get some, all the information I was just talking about. All right, thank you.
Ramsey, thanks so much to you and John Cabot University. I'd now like to invite all of our presenters to turn back on their cameras and let them share a little bit more about their institution. So we'll go round robin in the same order that you presented originally. So give us an interesting or fun fact about your school, and we'll start with Auburn up first.
A fun fact is that, well, there's a lot of confusion about our mascot because our phrase is War Eagle. So people think we're the Eagles, but then there's Tigers and so people get very confused. We are the Auburn Tigers. Aubie is our mascot. He's awesome. But we do have the battle cry. That's War Eagle, kind of where that comes from real quick. We're known as the oldest rivalry in the South with the University of Georgia because it was the first Southern game played in the Deep South. During that game, it was tied 0-0. An eagle actually flew over the stadium and landed on the 50-yard line, and we ended up scoring and winning that game right after, hence the battle cry phrase, War Eagle.
So I guess I'm next. So at GMercyU, one of our local legends is that the character that inspired Ian Fleming's character for James Bond in the books, and then later the movies, played by Pierce Brosnan, all these other actors, actually lived in our original campus building. It was owned by a family, the Bond family, a man that lived there named James. He was an ornithologist. He studied birds and wrote a book about it called Birds of the West Indies. And then again, legend has it, Ian Fleming, this author that inspired this super spy novel and character, he was a bird watcher, and the legend has it, he looked down on his desk and saw a copy of Birds of the West Indies, lifted the title of the author, and that's how he got the name for James Bond. So we always say we have the original James Bond house on campus, and actually had a big James Bond themed party on 7/7/07 to commemorate it.
Okay, well, my fun fact is also about our mascot. So we are the one and only Spiders in the NCAA. And the way that came about, we used to be the Colts, but then a writer for the Richmond Times-Dispatch back in the 1800s said that our baseball pitcher was very lanky, and the way that he would throw his pitches made him look like a spider. And it just kind of stuck. So now we are the Richmond Spiders. You don't have to like spiders to come here. I hate spiders, but I love the Richmond Spiders. So a lot of people are like, ew, it's such a gross mascot, but we love it because we are the one and only, and it makes us very unique.
All right, so I'm going to take the theme away from mascots for a minute. So we were founded in 1848 as an all women's school, and actually the original building that my office is in was actually the entire school. So there were, I can't tell you how many rooms there are, but it's actually been renovated. And now this actually houses our admissions department, our financial aid department, our academic success, and everything. So our original school, our original entire school now houses all of the information for our school.
I love hearing everyone else's fun facts. My favorite fun fact about UNC Greensboro is we do have a 40-year-old donut in the basement of our library. Quickly, the story about it is 40 years ago, they took a box of donuts down to the basement library, a group of students, and no one took the last one. It sat there for a couple more days. Another group came downstairs, and I guess there was something important on the radio. So they were trying to get the radio to come in downstairs. Of course, we're in the basement, so it wasn't working. They took the donut that was in the box and put it on the antenna, and then the station came in. So it's like a prize donut, and it's now in a velvet case still in the basement of Jackson Library. So super fun story.
So I think something about John Cabot, what's pretty special is we are literally in the center of Rome. 15 minutes, you're at the Trevi Fountain. 15 minutes, you're at the Vatican, which Vatican City is another country. So you can say that you've been to the Vatican City. And then the Colosseum is about a 20-minute walk. So you could see the 3 kind of biggest tourist sites in the world in one day. And those things will become old if you're at John Cabot. So I think that's a pretty fun fact.
Ramsey, quit showing off. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this afternoon. We hope that you learned lots of great things about all of these institutions. When you close out, there'll be a quick 4-question survey. So we hope that you'll provide us some feedback. And there's still 2 more hours after this, so feel free to sign up for additional sessions. This has been recorded, and all the other recordings today will be up at strivescan.com, Virginia, within 1 week. Best wishes with your college search, everyone. Bye-bye.